In the world of finance, one man's actions can bring down an empire. This is the tale of Barings Bank, a once unparalleled titan of finance, the preferred bank of none other than the Queen of England herself. Founded in the year 1762, it stood as a beacon of British financial stability and might for over 2 centuries. However, its collapse was as swift as it was unforeseen, introducing Nick Leeson, a young man with humble roots, who would soon be the ignition for a catastrophe that rocked the financial world to its very foundations. Through a series of illicit trades, he incurred losses of over $1 billion, a sum nearly incomprehensible, particularly in the mid-90s. His covert actions would ultimately pull apart the threads binding this financial behemoth, thus initiated the downfall of Britain's most ancient merchant bank. The scene is set, and the characters are ready. Now, let's plunge deeper into this saga of ambition, trickery, and ruin. A man named Nick Leeson, an unassuming derivatives trader, was about to change the financial world forever. This ordinary man, born in Watford, England, to a plasterer father and a secretary mother, was about to rise through the ranks of the banking industry in an extraordinary way. Nick Leeson wasn't born with a silver spoon in his mouth. His journey began with a clerical position at Coutts, the royal family's bank. His tenacity and ambition led him to Morgan Stanley, where he was introduced to the world of derivatives trading. This was a turning point in his life, setting the stage for his future endeavors. Leeson's career took a significant turn when he joined Barings Bank. His initial successes in the Singapore office of Barings were remarkable. He was instrumental in resolving some complex financial issues, and as a result, he was given the dual responsibility of floor manager for the trading team and head of settlements, a decision that would later prove to be catastrophic. Leeson was a risk-taker, and with this newfound power, he began to make reckless decisions. He was fascinated by the thrill of the trade, the adrenaline rush of the risk. His trading strategies were aggressive, his risk management poor. He started to cover up his losses, creating a secret account, number 8858. This account became the black hole where Leeson hid his mounting losses. His risk-taking escalated, and with it, his losses grew. He was playing a dangerous game, betting on the future of the Japanese stock market. However, he was not just playing with his own future, but the future of Barings Bank. Leeson was spiraling out of control, and with him, he was unknowingly dragging Barings Bank. The stage was set, the players in place, and the tragedy of Barings Bank was about to unfold. As we delve deeper into this tale, remember, it's not just about the figures and the finances. It's about human ambition, risk-taking, and the devastating consequences of unchecked power. Hidden losses, fake accounts, and a web of lies, this was the reality of Barings Bank's Singapore division. As the head of both trading and settlement operations, Nick Leeson had an unusual degree of autonomy. This enabled him to engage in high-risk trading without any checks and balances. Leeson started making risky trades, essentially betting on the future direction of Japanese stock prices. The stakes were high, and so were the potential losses. When some trades started to go south, instead of cutting his losses and moving on, Leeson chose another path: concealment. He began hiding his losses in a secret account. This account was not just any account. It was account 88888, a number considered very lucky in Chinese culture. But for Barings Bank, it would prove to be anything but. This infamous account became the dumping ground for Leeson's mounting losses. Yet, on the surface, everything appeared to be running smoothly. Leeson was seen as a star trader, posting impressive profits and earning substantial bonuses. But beneath the shiny veneer, a financial time bomb was ticking. The auditors, you might ask? Well, they were none the wiser. Leeson's dual role allowed him to manipulate the settlement process and effectively deceive the auditors. He had a knack for explaining away discrepancies and was always ready with plausible excuses. His charismatic personality and apparent success made his words unquestionable, but the losses kept piling up, hidden away in the 88888 account. The higher the losses, the riskier the trades Leeson had to make to cover them up. It was a vicious cycle, a dangerous game of financial Russian roulette, and all the while, Barings Bank remained blissfully ignorant of the impending catastrophe. The stage was set, the actors were in place. The curtains were about to lift on one of the most dramatic financial disasters of the 20th century. The stage was set for one of the biggest financial disasters of the century. In February 1995, the House of Cards finally crumbled. It was a moment that sent shockwaves through the financial world. Leeson's trail of deceit was uncovered when his unauthorized trades, hidden under a false account, came to light. The sheer magnitude of the loss, over $1 billion, was devastating. The bank's reserves were wiped out, plunging Barings Bank into insolvency. The oldest merchant bank in London, a financial institution that had weathered the storms of wars and economic depressions, was brought to its knees by a single rogue trader. In the ensuing chaos, Leeson was arrested in Germany. His actions, driven by a combination of ambition, desperation, and recklessness, had far-reaching consequences. Not only for him, who was sentenced to 6.5 years in prison, but for the hundreds of employees who lost their jobs, and for the reputation of the banking industry itself. The once mighty Barings Bank was no more, all because of one man's reckless gamble. The aftermath of the Barings Bank collapse was felt around the world. As the dust settled, the magnitude of the disaster became clear. Over $1 billion lost in unauthorized trades, an ancient institution in ruins, and one man, Nick Leeson, at the center of it all. This catastrophic event sent shockwaves through the global financial industry, prompting sweeping changes in regulations. Financial institutions worldwide were forced to reevaluate their risk management strategies, leading to more stringent controls and oversight. Moreover, the debacle served as a stark warning of the dangers of unchecked speculative trading. As for Leeson, the man behind the scandal, he faced severe repercussions. Convicted and sentenced to 6.5 years in prison, his actions served as a stark reminder of the consequences of reckless financial behavior. Barings Bank, a name that will forever be synonymous with one of the greatest financial scandals in history.